Welcome to part 3 of the LCI bumper conversion. So in case you missed part 2, maybe watch that first just so that this all makes sense. But basically, I got the bumper back from paint. It's installed on the car, as you can see, and the fitment and everything is just perfect. So I did have to drill some holes along the bottom of the bumper so that the screws would line up. But as far as like the panel gaps and all that stuff, it just looks really factory, and they did such a good job with the paint, getting the color to match. It just looks awesome. So when we left off in the last video in part 2, I discovered that the adapters that I bought for the fog lights were the wrong ones. I got the male and the female mixed up, but I got the new adapters in the mail, so those are ready to go. Let's get the fog lights out of the way first. Alright guys, so like I noted in previous videos, it is possible to access the fog lights with the wheels still on the car, but it's just so much easier to do it with the wheels off. And if you saw my last dilemma where I broke the wheel lock, I got that resolved, so I was able to get this wheel off. Now this will be a lot easier, so let's take this fender liner out. So previously I was running those fancy LED bulbs, but as it turns out, in a real world driving scenario, these old school halogen bulbs that have been around forever just seem to make better fog lights. And the reason is the LEDs, the beam is more intense, but it's more directly focused in the center. Whereas these, they're not quite as bright, but you get much wider angle where you can see stuff on the side of the road a little bit better. That's especially helpful in more rural driving environments where there might not be street lights and there's like a real concern of deer or other animals that might be walking along the side of the road. At least in my experience, these style lights will help you see that stuff a little bit better, so that's why we're switching back to the halogen bulbs, at least for the fog lights. So in the previous bumper video, I had purchased the wrong adapter for the fog lights, but I finally got the right one. It is the H11 male to 9006 female. I'll leave a link down to this exact one so that you guys don't get confused like I did. But basically the H11 side is going to plug into the car, and then your new 9006 fog light is going to plug into this side. So let's put these in. Alright, man. So before you spend 45 minutes putting all this stuff back together, it's probably not a bad idea to just turn on the fog lights really quick and just make sure they work. So another benefit of using the halogen style bulbs is, since that's what the E90s were designed to use, you don't have to worry about flickering, you don't have to worry about coding out any error messages, you don't have to use these crazy resistors that get pretty hot when they're on, so you just plug them in and you're good to go. Alright, I apologize in advance for all of the lawn equipment and bugs in the background, but here's the situation with the kidney grills. So I got the new LCI grill in the mail, and here's my old pre-LCI one. The issue is the old grill doesn't fit on the new bumper because the clips don't really line up with anything, and the new grill isn't compatible with my old hood. It doesn't quite shut correctly when I try to close it, and I briefly considered just sawing the top of the grill off, but after some more thought, I really don't want to mess up this grill. It's a nice part, so what I'm going to do for the time being, I'm just going to make my old grill work. I'm going to use some zip ties to hold it on. And I am kind of on the lookout for an LCI hood. Originally, I was planning to just keep the stock hood, but after looking at some pictures on Instagram and on Google Images, I decided that I am going to eventually upgrade to the LCI hood, so then I'll already have the grill for it. So let's go ahead and make the old grill work. Alright guys, I just want to reiterate, the situation with the grills is only temporary until I can get the LCI hood. I don't want anyone to get the impression that I'm going cheap or trying to cut corners or anything. I just didn't want to drive without the grills in. It was kind of a pain because whenever I'd want to take pictures of the car, I'd have to grab the grills out of the trunk, stick them in, take a photo, put them back in the trunk. So this is just going to hold me over until I can get my hood. Alright guys, well I think this calls for a few celebratory tricks. Alright, so to wrap up the series, I just want to say if you have a pre-LCI like mine and you've thought about doing the LCI M Sport bumper conversion, it's totally worth it and it really wasn't that much work to make it fit. So the biggest differences that you're going to run into are you need to convert the fog lights to the 9006 bulb. You do that with a $7 adapter that you can buy off of Amazon. The next thing was the holes on the bottom of the new bumper didn't line up with the holes on the engine splash guard, so you're going to be drilling some holes in the bottom of your new bumper to get these screws to line up. And then of course the last thing was the grills. You're either going to be using your pre-LCI grills and holding them on with zip ties, which is what I'm doing just temporarily, or you can just plan on buying yourself an LCI hood, which you probably want to do anyway, just to sort of complete the look. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. As always, if you enjoyed the video, please just give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate that. And also a big thank you to ProAutomotion.com for sending me this bumper. Their link will be down in the description and you can use my coupon code to get yourself a little bit of a discount on their website if you're thinking about doing one of these bumper conversions on your own car. So yeah, that's it for this video series. Thank you guys for watching and I'll see you in the next video.